This is a little rant video slash video to document my theories or my thoughts. So yeah, this is about dark energy, dark matter, fabric of space and time, the rapidly accelerating expansion of the universe. So a universe that's accelerating an expansion. Okay, that's what we have in our current science outlets, right? It's all about rapid expansion. Okay, accelerating expansion. So now that we have that, we go into so we've accepted that. We go into what we're actually going to get into here, which is dark matter, and dark matter creating the illusion of accelerating expansion. So I'm going to give you a more logical, much more practical solution to, instead of having to believe that that our universe is picking up speed. Okay, so I'm going to give you something a lot more logical and something a lot more sane for a reason why our universe looks like it is picking up speed and why it looks like objects are getting further and further away. Okay, we're gonna get into it right now. Okay, so the main reason why, okay, it's dark matter, right? Dark matter is everywhere. We think that we have a map of dark matter. We think that we have this map. Oh, this is the map of dark matter. Well, its density is denser in certain areas and surrounding everything. Okay, and there's as much regular matter as dark matter. Okay, there's a balance here, and what happens is we have just dark matter. So we say that it's all around our entire galaxy, right? It's all around our solar system. It's everywhere, and what we don't accept in science, which logically makes no sense at all, is that we think that light has no mass at all. It has no mass. It's just flies through space at its consistent fucking speed and has no mass. It totally breaks all the laws of the universe, okay? It breaks all laws of the universe. It doesn't make any fucking sense. To think that light has no mass is just criminally insane, okay? Because everything that you see, anything that's observable through your eyes, is consisted in the third dimension and is made of mass. Everything you see. Okay? So if you can see the light, guess what? There's mass. Okay? So how do you think that it maintains its speed? You think it's just magic? You think there's just some magic going on? How light can just fly through space and maintain its speed without losing, without slowing down? No. It says that it loses momentum. Well, yeah, it loses momentum because it's made of mass. Okay? If it wasn't made of mass, it couldn't lose momentum. Okay? It couldn't lose anything. So what it's doing is it's shedding tiny bits of strings which it consists of. Because when you go down to the smallest level, everything's made of strings, right? So we get down to my base of my theory, which is strings and hooks. That's the easiest way I can explain it. Maybe that's not the way it actually will end up being in the future when you're viewing this. But strings and hooks basically is what we're getting here, and what we're seeing is a accelerating expansion, but what we're actually getting is an illusion of accelerating expansion due to dark matter, because it grows, it absorbs the light energies, the bits of strings that are going through, because the dark energy is consisted of compressed strings. So once a string, which is this toroidal moving smoke ring basically, and once it gets super compressed, it goes down and it gets flattened, and when it's flattened, it turns into a hook. Okay, so we take that smoke ring, you collapse it down under a lot of pressure, it folds in on itself, and it doesn't go into a straight line. It wants to curl over just like that, and it turns into a hook. Okay, and you get hooks, and these hooks are only formed in, maybe the dying stars. I don't know what it is. I don't know exactly how, like I said, I don't know exactly how the whole process works. I'm just explaining the theory behind the process that makes a lot more sense. Okay, so what we have is these hooks. So as they're these hooks, because they're bent over, they're no longer dimensional. They're no longer a circle. So now they've collapsed in they've collapsed in a dimension. And in one dimension they've lost a dimension. Okay? And so they become invisible to us. Okay? And that's why we see this is dark matter. Okay? Dark matter. And so basically, as the light energies that pass through the void of space, all what space is, which is all nothing but dark matter all around, dark matter everywhere. There's no such thing as a dark particle. You can't observe a dark particle because a dark matter particle is not consisting of regular strings. So because it's not consisting of a string, it's consisting of a hook, then you can't view it because it's lost a dimension and it's no longer in this dimension of viewability. So it appears to be invisible because of the amount of compressed space. There's still mass there, but the mass has been super compressed. Okay, due to whatever process may be. And so you have this regular energies that shoot out of stars. Let's say the stars blasting out energies, all sorts of energies, microwave energies, radioactive burst, all sorts of shit being pumped out of the stars, basically depleting itself, shooting all of its energy out, and slowly burning itself out. Okay, and all that mass is being thrown out, and in the form of light, and shining as bright light. And that light travels throughout the entire galaxy. Well, what happens is the light is being compressed through this. Not only is it being compressed by the weight of the dark matter, it's also absorbing bits of that matter, bits of the strings, and breaking off bits of those strings as it moves through space. That's why light, we see, moves at light speed. It travels at light speed. Okay, it doesn't slow down because it's losing strings as it passes through, so it appears dimmer. Okay, that's why as it travels through space, it's going to lose some of its strings and therefore appear as a dimmer source of light, as a dimmer source. Okay, so as it's moving through, its strings are being ripped off by dark matter. And these strings absorb into the dark matter and make the dark matter bigger. Okay? Somehow or another, that's how it works, okay? But basically, it's going to absorb, it's going to break off bits and pieces of those strings of the light material that passes through, and then build its mass bigger, and more dense as it passes through. And once it builds its mass denser, the denser it builds its mass, the more that light that it can break off. So it's exponential growth. We have exponential growth, and that's why we see an illusion of acceleration. It's because it's the exponential growth of dark matter. Okay, it's constantly growing and absorbing all the energies that go through space. It's the balancing force of the entire universe. This is why we see an illusion of expansion, because guess what? Light doesn't just maintain itself forever. It doesn't just go and go and go. Okay, so it's not perpetual fucking energy. Light is not perpetual energy. And it has to confine to the laws of fucking nature, the laws of the fucking universe. It has to abide by those. And therefore it's consisting of mass, and it loses its mass as it passes through the dark matter, okay? As it passes through the space, okay? And it's ripping strings off. So instead of believing that there's accelerating expansion and that the universe is actually not just exploding, but exploding and then picking up speed on its way out of the explosion, to where it's accelerating, the explosion is accelerating in speed, okay? It's all illusion, and everyone is being fooled by this illusion cast by a lack of knowledge, okay? And it's quite simple once you actually break down the structure here. I mean, we all know that light doesn't escape a black hole, okay? Nothing escapes a black hole. If light wasn't made of mass and didn't have any mass, then it couldn't be affected by a black hole, which is mass. Okay? Everything that we see in the observable universe consists of mass. Doesn't matter what type, whatever it is, whatever type of anything that you see, if it's visible, if you can observe it, it is made of mass. That's all there is to it. And it goes down really, really, really far down, okay? And the scales of measuring here are kind of fucked up. And unfortunately, this my theory, or my well, not really even a theory. It's really the most logical solution to the problem, okay? It really kind of undermines current science and space exploration. It makes all of our numbers inaccurate for distances to stars, distances to everything, because we don't measure any of this correctly. And I don't think there really is a way to actually calculate the densities of the fields, because we don't know the distances between the stars, because we're not a interstellar fucking species. We only have us. That's all we have. So we don't know the distance from. Well, if you traveled from here to a star that's 10 million light years away or some shit, like you travel that far, and then like, just say an alien came and says, I came from this planet, however many X amount of light years really isn't even a good thing to use either. because yeah, it's getting ripped down. So I mean, I guess it is. It maintains its speed by losing its mass. So there you go. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It pretty much makes logical sense. So just think about the accelerating expansion of the universe, of what they propose is happening. Think about how ridiculous that is, and how anti conservation of motion that is, and just think about the logical shit that goes off in your head, okay? And then think about everything I said here about how everything consists of mass. Every single thing in the universe that you could see has mass, and the mass is being transferred from one form to a different form and being converted over and building the dark energy's mass thicker and thicker and thicker, more and more dense, getting more and more dense, and expanding and it's already pretty much everywhere as it is, but the more that it's around an energy source like our sun, the more that our sun sits and blasts out energy, the more that it builds a density around the area. So each and every sun is highly dense the closer in. But when we talk about the density here, it's so minuscule, and you can't see it. You can't see the density, but the density's there. Okay, so there you go. Yeah, it's kind of fucked up. So we know that the Voyager saw bubbles as it started to leave our sun. Okay, those bubbles might be an indication of what's going on here. Okay. So yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna make this video, only 17 minutes here because otherwise it's gonna be too long. So just know that from the future, and we know what the hell's happening. So I don't know, have all the information, but I have the general gist. Okay, the general gist is what's important. The broad picture is what's important. Doing what is best for everyone is what is important. Okay, so anyways, I wanted y'all to know that. I wanted to have this documented, and so that everyone knows that this is my thing, so no one can be like, well, I came up with it. Okay, no, you didn't. This is my thing, and in the future I will be look back on and will say, wow, he was really ahead of his time. Anyways, or you can say she was ahead of her time, whatever you want to say. Anyways, I hope you all have a great day, and I love you all. And if you like this video, hit the like button. If you didn't like it, then hit the dislike button. And if you liked it but you don't think it's good enough for a thumbs up, then hit the thumbs down, because yeah, I want you to interact. And then leave a comment in the comment section below, and then hit the subscribe button right there. Yeah, subscribe, because this is an awesome channel and you're missing out on the great stuff that's happening here. So yeah, non-corporate bullshit. Love you all. Until next time, bye. Mwah.